gentlemen, you are listening to another edition of DIY Money.
DIY Money.
If I sound amped, first of all, I am, and you know this, always, you are crying. But we are recording in our new YouTube studio.
It's true.
Legit. This is a studio. We're in a studio right now. If you could see this, we have a producer, we have multiple cameras, lights. You can't see that because all you see is our picture.
You could see it if we...
What are you doing now? What right now, what are you doing? Daniel just got his camera out for those of you that are not watching it on YouTube. Insta, DIY.money. No, seriously, you probably at one point or another ventured over to our YouTube channel, DIY Money.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate it, but now we're going to ask you to go back one more time because we have taken the game to an entirely new level, and I'm pumped. And we'll be talking about Jordan a lot. Jordan, basically on par with the Michael Jordan, has joined the team of DIY Money. He is a producer extraordinaire, video editor, YouTube, whatever, aficionado. What else is Jordan? Just all-around rock star.
Yeah, and he's over there.
Yeah, he's right behind the cameras. So anyways, okay, we're burning clock, which we have a clock now. We're burning clock, so we got to get to our question because we're still rolling with the podcast. Same format as ever. So we take your questions. If you're new to the show, where the heck you been? But we take your questions, send it to us, an audio file from your phone, podcast@DIYmoney.org. If we use it on the show, we'll send you a $25 Amazon gift card. Oh, small little teaser. This is absolute fire. Fire? Yeah, I dropped the lingo.
Like the acronym?
We are about to launch DIY Money Junior.
Which means?
Junior. This is, first of all, we have so many kids who send some questions in periodically that we've never really used because, hey, what's a stock? And that's nice. But then one young man who's friends of our family was over at our house the other day, and he said, Mr. Quint, you should do a DIY Money Junior. Light bulb. Charlie Teeter, you the man. He'll be the first question, by the way, and I've already gotten authorization from his parents. So
awesome.
We're crossing those T's, dotting those I's, because when you work with the juniors, it's going to be a little bit different. But stay tuned for that, parents with kids, because this is going to be a big deal. And we're trying to figure out what to incentivize them with. I would love to be able to give them some kind of stock or something to get them set up. That would be awesome. I don't know. If you know how to do something like that, let us know. Let us know. That would be great. All right, housekeeping, DIY Tribe, rocking on Facebook. Awesome. DIY.money on Insta. And Tatro Talk from the tribe. They called it at Tatro Talk on Twitter, so you can hit us up on Twitter as well.
Or just Daniel Zulno.
Or Daniel Zulno. C like cat, Z like zebra, Ulno with a U.
Got to spell it.
All right. Let's go to our question. We got a doozy from Amanda in New York City. Amanda, what do you got?
Hi guys, my name is Amanda and I live in New York City. I had a question regarding investment and real estate, and I know that everyone's situation is a little bit different when it comes to this, so I'm going to explain my situation. I am more than okay financially. I invest a certain amount per month. I put a certain amount in an IRA per month. But I am a teacher, and as we know, teachers do not get paid super generously. I also live in New York City, which we know is really expensive. I am lucky to have extra money every month to put away, to save, to invest. Something that I was thinking about is the possibility of going into real estate, finding a really cheap house in a different state, not in New York, buying a house with a bunch of buddies, partners, friends, get a group of people together, invest in the house, rent it out, make money off of that. The only thing is, if I would do that, I would have to stop investing for at least a few months, probably more than a few months. So what I'm asking you, if I have been investing for already a few years and I have a nice amount already in my investment, should I pause on the investing and put some money into real estate? or should I just continue investing and not worry about the real estate now? I wish I could have.
All right, okay. I'm going with it. We're going true New York style, and I got the gist of the question. So thank Amanda. First of all, the other day we had a caller, and I pinpointed Georgia. Do you remember her name? What was her name?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. But guess what? Georgia, it was.
Really?
Mic drop. I nailed it. Can you name the borough? What borough?
I don't even know how many boroughs there are.
There are 5 boroughs in New York. By the way, November 7th, yours truly will be running the New York City Marathon. I'm amped about that.
How about Long Island?
That's
Really?
exactly right. Yes, Long Island. She's
I have
from
no
Long
premise for
Island.
that.
Amanda, are you from Long Island? Because I heard a couple of nuances in there. Now, again, I realize, look, you could live in Staten Island and be born in Long Island, or you could live in Manhattan, or she's not a teacher living in Manhattan, but maybe. I don't know. I doubt it. But nonetheless, my guess is Long Island. So tell us where you live in an email.
So Staten Island is a different borough.
Yeah. So you have Long Island, Staten Island, Queens, Manhattan, and oh no, Bronx. No, yeah, Bronx
Sure.
or Brooklyn. Say that? Oh, it doesn't matter. Whatever. I've messed it up and I've embarrassed myself. Okay. There's a lot going on in that question.
There's quite a bit.
A lot. Let's. I'm gonna state a few things that I'm maybe a little curious, uncertain about, etc. The first thing I'll say is that, she said I'm more than well off. So I don't know if that means that she has, come into a lot of money or just been a prudent saver over the years and she has kind of established or reached her established goals. I was kind of a little not concerned, but a little confused about that. And that's okay. The other thing is that, this idea, Amanda, that you are going to find value in real estate in another state just because it's not maybe the price level it is in New York. So what I mean by that is probably living in New York, Long Island, I'm going to guess, is you're looking at those brownstones going, oh my gosh, these things are absurd. They're $1.5 million. I can't afford a brownstone, whatever the case may be. And so in your brain, you're like, but in Ohio or in Kentucky, I can get a home, she used the word cheap, a cheap home for $400,000. So what a deal. Okay, the problem with that, Amanda, is that because the price is less, it doesn't mean it's a value. In fact, in Kentucky, Ohio, any place else I've heard of, period.
Yeah, lately,
the bottom line is all prices are extremely elevated.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cautionary tale number 1. Cautionary tale number 2, with a group of people and friends and this and that, ixnay on that A. That is a terrible idea. I'll tell you that right now because, investing in real estate and partnerships and businesses is not like a party. And I don't mean she said it like a party, but that's dangerous. You're setting yourself up for
There was a lot of people
dangerous.
involved in that discussion.
So I just think you kind of throw that away. Thirdly, this was a piece of advice I got. Very successful real estate investor. He said if he couldn't drive and see it that day, he would never buy it. And I've thought about that, and I have actually passed on real estate opportunities that were very, very far from me that I was kind of not an active, but semi-active investor in. So it's kind of like, well, who's going to take care of this? And who's going to, well, we all are. I don't know about that. I'm on vacation. I get a call, or maybe I'm not on vacation. I can't get there, and there's a pipe broke. So I'd caution you in that. Why don't you just stick to what you're doing? Why don't you just keep doing what you're doing? Anyways, that's my 2 cents. The clock is going. I'm going to turn it over to you. What are your thoughts on that? I don't think I answered her question at all.
Whether or not she should do it?
Oh, I don't think she should do it. So there you go. There's my answer. Now I've answered.
Yeah. So you're currently investing in what, IRAs? Did she say Roth IRAs?
I don't know.
I mean, you're investing in things. So you're adding money to hopefully whether it's target date funds or index funds, which own a variety of great U.S. corporations, probably some international corporations. But even within that, if you look at the S&P 500, there is real estate in there. So while initially, I heard Amanda's question, I go, you know what? At some point, if you've built up an investment portfolio of stocks, bonds, international stocks, maybe some gold, things like that, At some point, I don't mind branching out. Once you've kind of got that built up and it fits your goals, branching out and getting a little bit of rental real estate. But for most people, unless I think we've talked about maybe a couple weeks ago, like getting into rental real estate, you really need to want to get into it for it to be successful. If that's not you, there's ways to do that through the public markets, through real estate investment trusts, things of that nature, where if you wanted to take sort of a concentrated, diversified part of your portfolio and put that into, pick out a couple REITs that are just going to manage it for you. They're going to pay you dividends. But at the point at which you're doing that, I would really wonder why. Why not just keep going with the diversified approach? There's already real estate in the S&P 500 and so forth. I agree with you on the getting a group together on that. That sounds like a headache to me.
Yeah.
Because everyone's going to expect everybody else to do all the heavy lifting and so forth. And I can't see practically how that would work. I would want more information on that.
There's a danger in feeling like you have to be actively engaged in something to make additional money. So a lot of times I see this regularly and I don't understand it. Probably need to dive a little bit deeper into the psychology behind it, but someone is on a path, a boring, financially successful path.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, but what else can I do? And it's really this idea that, well, I'm investing, but I'm not doing anything. I'm not being active, and therefore you don't feel like you're progressing. But meanwhile, if you look at your investment portfolio, for example, if you own the S&P 500, as Daniel said, you have 500 companies that have literally thousands upon thousands of employees that are waking up every single day to go to work for you. So it is the greatest passive investment in the world. So what I would say is kind of what I do is that when I feel like I've got to be more active, I do something that I probably, number one, doesn't cost me much, but I'm participating in and I'm serving. So this is where maybe, and I'm not suggesting this, but maybe I am, get involved in a charity or an organization, and you will feel like you're actively involved. Totally taking a right-hand turn here. This is weird, but whatever. It's what I do, and I'm active. It kind of scratches that itch, but it doesn't derivate from my overall investment strategy. That's all I got.
Yeah, I would say in building off of what we were talking about, realize that in going from a diversified portfolio where you're dollar cost averaging to one rental, you're actually increasing your risk significantly.
Yeah.
So you're going from, hey, I'm buying 500 stocks, or I'm buying a basket of REITs, or I'm buying one REIT, real estate investment trust company, that owns like 500 or 1,000 properties, to buying this one great property that I think it's a great deal. And I mean, one roof, one AC, or one really bad tenant,
or a basement leak like I'm going through right now.
Oh, awesome.
After my septic issue, home ownership.
Wait. The septic's not leaking into the basement.
No, totally
Okay.
different. Yeah, oh goodness, that's what we thought at first. We were about freaking out. All right, let's close this out. That's a great question, Amanda. I hope we did you justice. I think that at the end of the day, what I hear is you're on a great financial trajectory, and you've kind of got an itch to do something else. And I'd be very, very, very careful to sort of fix what's not broken. So there you go. Ultimately, housekeeping, DIY Tribe is rocking and rolling Facebook, DIY.money on Instagram, DIY Money on YouTube, which is our new studio. You can check that out. Awesome stuff going on. Remember, friends, the secret to wealth is pretty simple. Live on less than you make, invest the rest, and do so for a very long time. Make it a great one.